Hey babes, I just wanted to share with you real quick. My actual favorite bronzer right now is this. It's actually a powder foundation by M in the shade dark, and oh no, I was wrong. This only has an SPF of 15. I think all the other shades have an SPF of 30. So I just recently switched to this one, and I'm already wearing it. I just wanted to show you I'm using a soft, rather loose brush to, handle the deeper shade, but it's a beautiful red undertone that's just more natural on me. And let me not overdo it right now because the lighting is always a bit different here. But here I'm already wearing it here on my cheeks, a bit on the nose, especially into the crease here, which not only gives a bit soft contouring, but also reinforces some sun protection, which most days now I'm outside doing sports, so I do feel more comfortable adding some protection versus, messing with dense buffing brushes to work in cream products or anything like that. So I do actually prefer a powder to go on top. And now, I had this orange kick, and I noticed that slowly this vibrant, zesty summer vibe is slowly fading away into the height of summer, where I'm more going into some gold, and I'm just recently really feel desire to wear eyeshadow again, which not so much on days where I know I'll play tennis, because I don't know, I just does not feel right. I know many people do sports and then they wash their face and just redo everything. I'm too lazy for that. I'm sorry, I just am. By the way, let me get them. So this is my actually all-time favorite eyeshadow product. It's cheap, it's sadly discontinued, and they replace it with these guys. By the way, these are interchangeable. We should do that together at some point. But this is how it comes. It's called Everyday Essentials. And today I used this one because I wanted some black in my lash line with this. And I just felt that the Danona formula is thinner. So I wanted to compare them also in shade. When I apply this, I do feel that this has a bit more grip, which is great to use it as an eyeliner. It might be a disadvantage when you blend them, but I have not compared that yet. But still, this is such good quality, and it's just a pleasure to put this on and feel how it really attaches to your skin so nicely. So I was actually surprised that I was able to get the same effect with the Denona Black, because it's drier and more powdery. I did get something into my eyes when applying, which did not happen on the Capri side. And I'm surprised I didn't get any fallout, but I was careful too. I mean, ultimately, you have to be when you're working with dark shades, but still there are formulas where you have to be more careful. What else? Yeah, today I'm wearing, my regular favorite foundation is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin one. But I switched the primer. Hold on. So something that's an amazing match with the Charlotte Tilbury foundation is this primer. This one, if I'm not mistaken, is fragrance free. The blue one is not. So, but I mostly use it around the eyes. Maybe dab some residue onto this side, because here I have a deep wrinkle that sometimes gathers up product. Not with my regular products, but yeah, with bad base products, it rather does. And now I'm using this one because it's not too hot today. It's like 30 degrees, but so this would have been manageable actually. But when it's really hot, going in with an additional layer just is very uncomfortable and just sensorical. No, yes, the feeling of it is not great. It's not like it would slide off my face. That's the whole purpose of it, holding onto it and keeping your foundation intact, right? And it does, even when it's hot. But I switched to this one, even though tomorrow it will cool down a little bit, but you know, 30 degrees upwards, this one is so nice. It goes on like water. It's a foam primer by Milk, and this is so surprisingly good. It goes on like water, very refreshing actually. It does feel less this thick glue-like gel, with a much drier feeling without being mattifying or actually dry on your skin. So it goes on very refreshingly and still has this grippy, very gripping properties, which is mind-blowing. I don't know how it does it, but it does the same thing as this one. Just so nice for hot days, or maybe you have oily skin and you wouldn't like to add this into your routine. So today is the test when I play tennis if it holds up just as good as this one. But you know, I already know this product and it worked really well. I'd be surprised if it would not hold up the same way as this does. And oh, something did not hold up at all. Let me get it. So I just think that it's helpful because there is so little information about these in general, about Dolce & Gabbana products. I'm a great fan. I think it's super good quality. It's rather high end, but I think reasonably so. You get what you're paying for. Now the base products are usually great by Dolce & Gabbana, especially because they don't add fragrance. Now I've had some fails because you know that new blueberry tint, that one has some cooling agents in it that were not disclaimed to be in there. And they were so strong that they highly irritated me around the nose. It had my nose running, my eyes water. I could not deal with it. It's a beautiful product, very nice, convenient packaging, but I could not deal with it. So about this foundation, there is a Everlast primer, 24 hours blurred matte, pore minimizing, double square. And about that primer, it goes on super matte and feels very dry and uncomfortable for someone like me with dry skin, even when it's very hot outside. So that might be a advantage for someone with oily skin, but yesterday I compared it to Um, the YSL primer. I think that's a fairly popular one. I mean, it's been some years since, but I figured it's comparable. It has this pore filling, dry feeling versus something more grippy and fresh, what I would usually prefer. So I wanted to compare it to that one. One thing I can tell you is also on the forehead where I did not wear any foundation because I never do. Here was the YSL and here was, so 111 for YSL, 111 for the Dolce Gabbana. And the YSL really held up, and it looked dry. There was not a spot of sweat on this side. So that might be interesting to know that even though it's very dry, it still might not be the best primer for that purpose. And you know, given how much I like Dolce Gabbana based products, just like their cushion foundation, which is fabulous, no fragrance, mineral sunscreen, something that I can use down here where I suffer perioral dermatitis, you know. Looks great. And so I always put a lot of trust into the base products particularly. And this foundation says it's 24 hours full coverage, 3D matte, no transfer, SPF 20, 24 hours full coverage. I mean, that implies that it's long wearing, right? Well, it's not. Let's start with the finish and the way it goes on. I'm a great fan of their concealer that also claims to be long wearing and matte, but it looks really fab. It blends well. It's a very easy product, even on my dry aging skin. So I cannot argue that this might not be for me because this claims to be long wearing, full coverage, matte, and it's great, and this isn't. And I'm really sorry, but this goes on a mess. It looks patchy, horrible, cakey. No, I cannot recommend it at all. I tried it in shade 5 neutral, which was a bit light, but you know, I focused around here, so it just looked like something a bit brightening. I think my regular shade would be 07 neutral, and right now probably more going to 10N. So this is 12N. That's pretty dark. Right now I'd probably be a mix between 07N and 10N because the other ones are cool and warm, which is too orange and too peachy on me in general. I mean, here I'm using the 09 light medium, which was on purpose because I wanted to have something slightly peachy for the dark inner corners here. This one is pretty spot on my shade right now, like a 4 neutral in Charlotte Tilbury. My most worn shade throughout the year would probably be the one down shade 08. Now, this is a fantastic product and I can absolutely recommend it. There are not many concealers that I don't dread to put on for emphasizing my dry skin, etc. But this does so well. There are very few concealers that are great as this one, like the House Labs, which is a bit more luminous, a bit less matte than this one, but they are very similar. The NYX Serum Concealer is amazing, and that one, by the way, is really full coverage, more than the other ones. yeah, this one was such a fail. And by the way, usually when something is a true fail, patchy and messy on my face, I can fix it with the Water Fresh Tint by Chanel, you know, the regular one and the bigger thing. And that did not work at all because this foundation had something in it that kind of made it grit too much, or having dried down too much for it to mesh with the Chanel. So it all just got messier. I do have footage of that one. So it has bad lighting, so I don't know if I will add it. Just but let me know if you're really interested in that one. So I could not fix it with this one. It has there is something that wants to hold on, but you know, when I wear the Charlotte Tilbury, same coverage, beautiful luminous skin-like finish. It holds up and looks the same when I'm done playing tennis for 2 hours, sweating my face off. It looks impeccable. But this one, I had it particularly on this side because here was YSL, the primer, I mean. But the only Dolce & Gabbana side was running down here, and a big blotch of, you know, pigment here where I did sweat on my sunglasses. It was a horrible sight, and I really wasn't used to it going so bad after playing tennis, because my regular base always looks just perfect when I'm done. So yeah, I mean, I really appreciate that they offer something like that for customers. And you know, I don't know, since this also is a long wear matte that looks so beautiful, I don't know who will look good in this one. If you have dry aging skin, I wouldn't touch it really. It's pretty bad, and I tried finger application and brush and so on. It's yeah, it's really not recommendable. So I actually was looking for my black lipstick because I thought it's a cool look for today. But I didn't find it, and I think it's such a cool summertime look with more natural bronzed skin without any blush or heavy eye makeup added. I think it's a really cool look. We'll have to do that some other time. But let me show you my the lip combo that I rediscovered yesterday, and also some words to the MS lipstick. So this lipstick, I'm not feeling this shade today. I just want to look a bit more natural. I mean, saying that, even though I wanted to put on black lipstick, right? But not as vibrant. And this is a bit more earthy in undertone than I wanted it to be. So my big preference is really the MAC shade. I also added it to the description box in my last video, I think. This is less vibrant, it is a bit more earthy, so a bit less summery for me personally. But I would say if you are darker than me, which is an easy thing to do, I feel this earthy undertone in it really disappears, because you know the warmth of your skin carries it better. It's more visible against my complexion. I will do a shortly within the next 1 or 2 weeks with this shade. The formula is not wowing me. I also find it quite problematic that they put sesame oil or extract in this. I don't remember. I just think there are too many people with serious allergies to something like sesame. So I think it's a bit of an ignorant choice, because you could kiss someone with this lipstick and you wouldn't know why he died. But yeah, the formula is it's a dry matte. It does not wow me. It's something I have in several brands, but I still don't regret this lipstick because I really love the fragrance, and it's still a nice summer lipstick. The fragrance really is so well suited for summertime, and so I still like it. By the way, there is a beautiful warm pink shade also in that lineup. Again, it's not a very special lipstick formula, but yeah, if you like the fragrance as much as I do, maybe one of them is a bit fun, and that warm pink would be a beautiful summer shade as well if this is too eccentric for you. Yeah, about the yellow lipstick and lip gloss thing, I did order this one. I never know how to call this. It's Trina, Trina, I don't know. So this does not show up yellow enough for my liking either, but it's a very beautiful lip oil. It's very pleasant, nice formula. It's a bit sweet, also going that coughing syrup direction, but there are ones that I really dislike of sweet lip gloss flavors. But this one I find absolutely sufferable. So that's not too bad. It's a nice formula. What this shade does is, a clear lip gloss would usually enhance the color of my lips, and therefore they would appear more red even. And when I want it to look more nude, I either have to add a lip liner, a nude one, or this one does neutralize a little bit the color of my lips and looks a bit more muted, softer, more natural, a bit more like a very subtle nude gloss, without adding any true warmth or brown or making them darker. So it's still a nice addition to my lip products. What should we do now? Maybe this one I would rather do a short, so you actually can see what it looks like without a lip liner. Let's do the other combo today. So, did you notice that they reformulated this Victoria Beckham gloss? This one is a really nice formula. It's actually quite long wearing. It is nice high shine, cancelling out the lines on my lips, not like the new Chanel gloss formula. And it has some sorry, really nice nourishing ingredients as well. Now, I'm not sure if I would even pick up the new formula if it was a shade that was still available, because they still offer them, the old ones, with a bit of a discount. I think I would still grab the old one because I know I like it. They did not change a lot about the formula, but I did notice that the first ingredient is the same, but in this one it's still the hydrogenated, is that the word? I'm not sure, but it's a good formula. And if I wanted another one of this, I would grab the old one. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I think they are discontinuing the very neutral nude shade tan line, which was the only one I wanted to pick up. And I made the mistake of choosing Picante instead. I thought it was more peachy, but it's very pink. Let me get it. Yeah, Picante is basically just a soft, warm, light pink. So shade wise, it was a bit disappointing. And I'm not sure if I want to pick up tan lines before it's completely gone, because when I put this on with the pigment in it, and you know, especially lighter shades are notoriously they have a tendency to show up in your lip lines more strongly than any other pigment. And I'm not sure if tan lines is deep enough to not do the same thing as this one, because upon application it immediately is gathered up in every little crevice here and really showing up in the lip line. So I'm not sure. If you have that shade tan lines, please let me know if it does the same thing, which then I really wouldn't want to bother with, especially because you can just, you know, wear the clear one with a lip liner, a nude one. So let's do this together for once. This is Max Oak, oldie but a goodie. This is actually my spare one that I got later on. I have an older one that I couldn't find, which is a bit different in shade, I think. This is warmer. I bought this maybe 2 years ago or something to have a backup. It's a bit warmer. It's already a different shade, and meanwhile it probably changed yet another time. By the way, beige Turner, I don't like that one at all. It's very orange. And Cool Spice is very boring, almost a shade of my lips. But this one is my nude favorite from MAC. And you know, when I got this, Boldly Bare was all the rage. But every time I looked at it, it looked so very vibrantly, also almost too orange, pinky. And I think at some point I did get it. Not sure. Because I don't use it. It's not nowhere near as cute as this one, because I like an actual contour. Hold on, let me check in the mirror. And this one almost has some olive to it, so it looks so much more natural than those very orange nudes. I don't know why it's so hard to give us these nice neutral shades. Most brands offer a rather orange warm beige that is also too light to contour with, and a light pink, and then they have a very deep brown that would actually be not my regular, it's wearable, but it's a specific look on me, you know. And this lip gloss will stick to my lips all day. All right. Oh yeah, I knew there was also something. I now also ordered the Patrick Ta Transition Blush Duo in the tangerine shade, in All or Nothing, it's called. I actually enjoy a yellow blush shade. I only have one so far, but this is, well, it's a great formula, so I'm very curious and excited to see how it works out for me, how I like to wear it, and to share it with you, especially in the designated transition blush video and, you know, Patrick Ta review. Quite a controversial one. And but you know, let me show you that. You know, a yellow shade is such a rare thing. This is Grow Your Peach by Made by Mitchell, and this is the palette. And you know, actually I did compare this shade because it's comparable to the Did You Notice shade by Patrick Ta. I wore them side by side because I wanted to see if the Patrick Ta formula performed different to a very regular blush formula. So this is I admit it's a very regular blush formula, but that one also, in comparison to the Patrick Ta, disappeared a little. It did not blur as much, nor did it remain blurring. My skin looked very normal at the end of the day, while the Patrick Ta Transition Blush Duo still looked blurred. By the way, it's a very thin formula and quite matte, so I think oily people really love it. Yeah, this shade added to the cheeks is such a nice, interesting touch. You know, when J-Lo's makeup artist Scott Barnes came out with makeup like 5 years ago, and this blush palette, he also had a yellow or light orange shade in it. That is so great for mixing, to add warmth, to make a different shade of blush really pop. It's beautiful, and every time I'm using this one, I really enjoy the way it looks. I want to do some sort of honey drip makeup look, but I would like to figure out before if I would want to do it with the Patrick Ta one or this one. So yeah, I mean, this formula, as I said, is nothing to write home about, but it's good enough, and I don't think there are many alternatives. And the Scott Barnes one, by the way, is also made in China and just the same type